What is going on, guys? Another episode of the Dent Digest live show, episode number 42. We did a live show from MTE last week and did the Oprah giveaway, gave a ton of stuff away. I think we gave like 40 items and it went really well. We kind of ended up doing the cornhole board. So you had to sink one and then you would win a gift. So it was super cool. If you guys joined us on Facebook, I appreciate it. I do have a special guest that's coming on here to join me since half of the PDR industry that was at MTE is down with the MTE curse of the flu. It's been a little crazy week out there, so it's been a little scary. But let me bring my guest on, get him going. Mr. Daniel Grom, what's going on?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Man, I thought I was going down for the count. Vince went down, and so did Hudson. And I started getting it, and they were all telling me, go get Tamiflu.
Yeah.
So I contacted my doctor, and that night I got feverish when got Tamiflu, and I mean, I don't know what's in that stuff, but it works.
Hey,
Yeah.
you know, actually, I was talking to James Lee today, and he's extremely sick, kind of coughing up blood. So I think he was going to the ER today.
That guy's always sick.
Hey, you run 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, he runs too hard. He's trying to get better, which I commend him for. So that's good.
He is. So we're gonna get into. I was just talking about the show that I had live at MTE, and I had a bunch of companies reach out and offer some donations for those giveaways that we did. So I wanted to mention them. I had Push Metal Gear, gave a bunch of shirts and some hats and some dog collars to give away. The Dent Reaper, he's always up for a good giveaway. Get a Grip. Mr. Matt from Get a Grip gave away a Claw to Claw. And Chad from Endeavor, he donated some stuff. And good old Anson. Anson's always good to me. So
they're good to everybody.
We could always can't.
In fact, if you guys out there didn't know that you can go and call up Anson and pretty much get any tool you want, why not? Why not go to the Walmart of dent tools that get anything and everything you want, or the Amazon? I like to say Amazon, not Walmart.
You're right.
Although if you see some of the characters that go in to the dent business, they might be kind of Walmarty.
You're right. Hey, I'm a cheap butt too, so I can't say anything. We just had this conversation last night about a tool. I was like, man, I just can't do it. So, but what was your take on MTE?
It was the best one ever, period.
Yes.
By far, great. Sheldon is the guy that runs the show, and he really cares, guys. I've gotten to know him personally. The more I get to know him, the more I like him. He's taking really good care of PDR tool time. I throw out ideas and he goes, okay, let's do it. I'm like, really?
And I want to put it out here too. I mean, you and Vince and Hudson put a lot of time in that PDR playground, and I think it's just going to grow and get better, and you guys are going to work out the little tweaks and the issues you had. But everybody I know that I've talked to personally just loved it.
I think I screwed myself.
Why is that?
Because now I have to do it every year.
Hey, man, this was the first year for me working a booth, and it's my last.
Yeah.
Because it's just not fun.
Well, I feel like when I left there, I was like, I looked at my pictures and I go, I didn't take any pictures.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have no pictures. And I didn't get to take very much video. I just didn't have any time to do those things. And that's what we're supposed to be doing on PDR Tool Time, is doing those things. And I'm I pride myself on being the guy that finds the unusual things that nobody else sees or discovers, you know. And I don't feel like I really got a fair shot at that because I like going into a booth. I like looking around. I like talking to the guy and exploring. And then he's got something hidden in the back that he
Yeah.
hasn't shown anybody. And somehow I'm able to um, get it out of them, and then they bring it out, and like, can I have that? Can I bring that to the show? And pretty soon I'm showing people, and can be the next big thing, like cold glue was.
Yeah. I mean, and I just feel like this year there were some manufacturers that really stepped up their game. You know, there was some serious new tools on the market. It was you know, a tool I really enjoyed seeing was
What's
the
that?
mini plunger that Shane Roses had. The mini
Plunger.
plunger. You
Oh
missed
yeah,
that, didn't
the
you?
game changer. You mean?
Yeah, that thing.
Oh no, I saw the game changer
You gotta get one of
when they
those.
took that dent out from Wade.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was funny. That was good stuff.
So, I mean, what do you think on the innovation? I mean, there was a company that was right across from you guys that we've never heard of.
Yeah, he blew us away, man. He was like, I'm setting up. He was right across from me. I'm like, wait a second. That light's really, really friggin' bright. I'm gonna go tell him to turn it down because he had one shining right into our booth, and the lighting in this place was horrible. So it was actually kind of a good
It,
thing.
it
But
was.
I mean, every time I looked over there, I was like blinded. And I went over there and I look at this thing, and it's a 1/4 inch thick. And I'm like, wait a second, how are you doing that and getting a cool fade? Because it has a good fade. It's You couldn't even get it on video, the fade, because the light was so bright.
True.
Now he had some that he only had his small boards had dimmers. He forgot his big dimmers, or the dimmers for his big lights. Um, but this light technology he has that he's got a patent on, it's side lit, so there's
It,
less LEDs,
it's edge
less
lit like
energy,
an LED TV.
right? And it's less LEDs and less energy, so your battery's going to last longer throughout the day. So that's the good thing about that technology. Probably the downside of it is you're only going to get one color.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a multicolor if you're really liking something like that. Um, and then I don't know if you could change out the lenses. So there's some limitations there, but I started talking to him about some ideas I had from him. I go, well, your technology could do something that nobody else could do, and I shared a few of those ideas, and he was intrigued. So we'll see. We're going to see good things out of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
There,
think
it was super cool.
that company's called Hail Chasers.
The Hail Chasers. So I think the seminars went really well. It seemed like my guys really enjoyed it. Um,
I didn't get to see any of that. Did you go into any of them?
I tried to catch Mike and Lynn's. I was only in there for a couple minutes and then got a call and had to leave. So, but I think the seminars were well. I liked the venue. It was super nice. The rooms were
Yeah,
nice. You know, we were all comfortable.
yeah.
It was a little pricey on the food.
But the food was.
It
I
was
mean,
good.
I
It
ate
was
at
good.
two places, and food was excellent.
It
Um,
was. It just felt different this year.
it was
It
funny is so my local detail distributor, he went. Me and him have been friends for years, right? And he went to Education Day, and he comes back, and he goes, "Hey, man, do you know this guy? His name is uh, Mike Toledo. Man, that guy's a jerk." And I went, "What?" And he goes, "Well, at first, I thought he was a jerk. He was just so arrogant. He was so confident, and at first, I just didn't want to like him. And then, as he started talking, I realized, oh, this guy really knows what he's talking about." And he goes, "You know him?" And I go, "Yeah, I met him a couple times." He goes, "Can you introduce me to him?" And I'm like, "Sure." And he bugged me like all day until I finally introduced him to him. And I just thought it was so funny.
it was a good group of people. You know, it was Vegas was cool and kind of chill. And this year it seemed like everybody was there. You know, they were ready to rock.
You know what I like is, honestly, I think the two shows are totally different.
Totally.
And I think it's fantastic. You know, me and you got to go to both.
Yeah.
And honestly, I was like, after Vegas, I was like, God, am I gonna really get excited for Florida? Because they just did a show, you know, and I got even more excited, and now I can't wait till Vegas.
No.
And Vegas was all door dingers, and you know, Florida was all hail guys. So it's two different shows. If you guys are door dingers, go to Vegas, check it out. You can gamble. The hotel has bowling alleys for the family, movie theaters inside. You don't have to
Yeah.
leave. 7 restaurants. I mean, it really is. You don't have to go anywhere. But if you want to go out see a show, you can. It's is it fairly cheap from where you're at to fly into Vegas? Do they make it reasonable?
It's not terrible. It's actually cheaper to fly to Vegas than it is to Florida. So,
There you go.
you know.
Dang, really?
So I had a blast. And, you know, if you guys ever catch a ride with Daniel Grom, you're in it for the ride. We launched out of the airplane, got into a rental car, went to Adventure Open House, left Adventure Open House, went to dinner, checked into our hotel by.
Oh, whoa! You skipped what we had at dinner.
Oh, we did have, what were they? Mind
Really?
erasers? No.
Painkiller.
Painkillers. They were actually really good. I did drink some
Was
of
that your
those.
first painkiller?
That was my first
Oh,
one.
I popped your cherry. Nice.
You did. You did. And the food there was excellent.
Yeah. What's great about Bahama Breeze is you can go there with 30 people and they'll sit you right away.
Yeah.
And the food's great, but the painkillers are great. So
Yeah, it was really good.
yeah.
That was a rough night for me because we're nonstop from Baltimore. You came from California, and I didn't go to bed till 3 a.m. So,
Yeah.
you got to get it all in. That's
Yeah.
what I tell my wife. She's like, "Why do you stay up so late if you guys are working so hard?" And I was like, "I only see these guys like once or twice a year. You got to get as much in as you can."
Yeah.
So Dave Fisher's asking, are they planning on having it at the same venue? I'm not sure.
Next year? No.
Yeah.
No. They got this venue, but it was already booked for next year. We're going to a very, very similar hotel. He says it's almost identical to this one. So it's not going to be really that much different. But the next year after that, it will be back at this hotel.
And hopefully they have some damn lights. Jeez.
So we will be at a different one next year. So hopefully next year they have some reasonable suites, because that was the only thing that was a
Crazy.
bummer for me. We usually get a suite and they're just a little bit too pricey.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
So let's get into these tools because this
Yeah,
is what a
let's
lot of
do
the
it.
guys want to hear.
Yep.
I'm gonna let you go first since you're the guest here.
Well, so I picked up this bad boy from Kiko, and I had to con them out of it because they didn't want to let it go. It's it's like 90% baked. It's a little bit prototypey. I found one thing that it's supposed to lock on here and it didn't lock, so he's fixing that. That's a minor deal. And then it's got a turn lock, so you can close the end of it, and that's 3D printed. He told me, and he said they'll have that done. And then I picked up the crease feet, so you can put any feet on here, of course, but the crease feet. I haven't had these. I don't know why, but these things are amazing.
I picked them up too. I picked up
Yeah.
the whole like retrofit kit that comes with the pass through and the feet. And
So I've wanted something like this a long time. Something compact, small, easy maneuverable, but battery powered. Now he's made this specifically for the snap-on gun. The reason why is it has a toggle, and it's a feather switch too on top of it, so you can go up and down really fast without having to click a button. and then it's also got a clutch on it. And you're going, well, why do I need a clutch? Well, let's say you want to do a light pull, you put it on one, and you're going to get a light pull because it's going to clutch out. If you want a heavy pull, you turn it up to the drill setting, and you're going to get a pull like you've never had a pull before.
Rip the skin off of it,
dude. It is like violent. I'll tell you that. It is violent, and it's almost like when you put it on that setting, it's almost like marrying a slide hammer to this tool. And it's just really, really good, dude. Really like this. I don't even have a price on it. But when this thing gets out there, I'm going to highly, highly recommend it. Yeah. And I've only used it for a few days, but I'm loving it already.
So I'm going to run through one here that I was talking about last night. We did a podcast with Mike.
Yep.
And it is the Willys Quick Tools, and this is the little container that it came in, magnetic bottom, came with a ratchet strap inside and these 2 feet.
Yeah, I want to see this.
And what it is so you got your standard Willys Quick catch, and you're going to take one of these feet, and it slides over the catch, and you put it on both sides. And what this acts like, so if you have a Jeep and you put the hood down, there's nowhere to latch it. You know, some of these cars, this just doesn't work. So if you don't have another option, you've been using the collapsible hood prop. This works exactly the same way.
Gotcha.
And I used it today because I actually had a Jeep today, and it worked really well. You know, I was worried about the feet kind of shifting around because it's not really set totally in there.
Right.
But
yeah,
it worked really well. You know, I was pretty shocked. It was a good addition to, if you have one of these, to pick one of them up.
Yeah, that's nice.
So, why don't you? What do you got there? I got a pile of stuff here, so I hope you're ready.
Yeah, hell yeah, I got it. Okay. We'll save my best one for last.
I know you got the best ones down there with the shut-ups.
You know what? I gotta plug my hammer, man. I'm on somebody else's podcast, so
my gosh,
I'm gonna plug my 144 hammer from Carbon Tech. But it's also got something else. So I've switched out my back end tip with.
Did you say back end?
Well, not by hammer end. I don't know what end do I want to call this. I don't know. The other end. I don't know. With a edgy knocker with the pasty on it, and I'm really liking the black pasty. It's super durable because I used to have, like, when I go to a soft one on my hammer, I used to use the R96.
Yes.
But those would wear out after a while. And then I'd have to buy a new one. That's kind of expensive, you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
And I was buying a lot of those. And I have a bunch of worn out ones all over the place. But this gives me almost the exact same feel. And in fact, I can't even really tell the difference. But this, I can just switch out a pasty real easy when it wears out. So it's a lot less cost. So it solved my problem tremendously. So really, really like that knocker.
And I just sent you a picture right before MTE. I actually purchased that hammer and whacked it in half because I got these little hands. And I'm not actually using it for blending. I'm using it to actually hit a knockdown because it's the perfect weight for me. So
yeah, it's nice.
It's my go. You know. Cool. Now I actually have that hammer with a Endeavor crown jewel tip on it. So
yeah,
working really well.
He sold out of those, and I didn't get one. Oh,
I didn't get a set either. This was actually on his knockdown. The one was on the knockdown that I said.
Okay, there you go.
I'm gonna get that one. He's like, well, that's the last one. I said, even better. Let me buy this thing.
That's right.
So I'm gonna do two tools because it's the same company. Fast PDR Tools. Picked up their slide hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Got magnets in it, rubber O-rings on it. Stick it to the car. The metal won't touch at all. Super nice. It's got good weight to it. I really like that it's got a rubber bushing at the bottom and a rubber bushing at the top, so you're not slamming metal on metal. I haven't used it yet, but I'm excited to use it. I
How many
held.
how many pounds is it? Do you think?
I feel like it's like
It looks like a
3 pounds,
three
maybe.
three
Yeah,
pounder.
yeah. I felt the one that Mike had and in Denver at the MME event, and I was like, man, I would love to get one of these. It's a Brazilian company. Super nice guys, really, really well made. I was excited to get it. Price point was $200, but when you see the quality of this thing, it's there. You know, it's really, really, really well made. Now the second one that you're jealous about, I got something past
I
Mr. Daniel Grom this time.
know.
Fast PDR, blending hammer, and knockdown. And it's a absolute great set. It's a blending hammer that has the magnets in it, knockdown, and all these interchangeable tips. And when Daniel saw this, there's this weird rubber tip. I don't know what it's made of.
It's
It's
hard
kind of
though, right?
yeah, it's kind of like rubbery, but it's hard also. So it's got great. The hammer's got great weight. This is the new addition to where they you'll be able to take both ends off of the hammer and change it out.
Yeah.
Fast PDR tools, man, they're coming out of the box hard. These Brazilian guys. But if you want some fast
Yeah.
PDR
What's his
tools,
name? Do you know his
I
name?
don't even remember. I got his
Um,
business card. Um,
super nice guy.
oh my gosh, he was his English was a little broken, but he did really good. I mean,
Yeah.
Scotto and I sat there and talked to him for like an hour, you know, just kind of talking about tools. They have a really cool cart. It's kind of narrow, and they built this cart to where everything will fold up and you can ship it, and there's no extra charge because it's the correct ship like traveling size. So
Mm,
they
yeah.
put a lot of thought into it.
Nice. Very good.
So what do you got going on?
So I picked this thing up. This was my one out of the box tool, and it's called the Track. And this is a tire remover, and it's got a big heavy duty roller. This thing weighs like 10 pounds. It's really. I mean, this thing will last forever. He's never had, and the ones he sold, he's never had a return or had to fix one.
Is it
So
heavy?
it's heavy. And what it's designed to do is to go underneath the tire. So the tire goes here, you push down, and you can pull the tire off with one hand. But when you're putting it back on and you're trying to get the lug nuts to line up, that's when you're struggling. And if you got a four-wheel drive tire, oversized tire, that's, I don't know how much one of those weighs, but they're heavier than crap. And you're going to, wreck your back trying to line that thing up and put it on. This thing, you can do it all with one shot, make it easy. But your little tires to your big tires, he actually showed me a video of him taking off a 500-pound tire with this.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, and I think this was only $125.
It's not bad.
Yeah. But he also has some other interesting tools that are on his website. Go to his website. It's liftwithtrack.com, and track is TRAC. And he's got this other tool. So if you've got a lift of any kind, and he has them in different sizes, it's two rollers that go underneath the tire, and then it has a pump, hydraulic pump, so you can lift the tire off, get the tire off, but then you can spin the tire. This is really good for detailers. If they're ceramic coating a tire or cleaning it or any of that, or even checking it for holes or whatever. Tire companies are going to love this thing, and he has those as well.
And what was the price point again on that?
120, 25, somewhere around there.
Okay.
It was good price, I thought.
So this is a quickie little thing that was there that a lot of people may not have seen. I'm a big cold glue guy. I'm really enjoying the Glexco.
Yep.
And they had these preparation pads there. No, they're not for hemorrhoids, but they're to prep the panel before you use it. And I was explaining to him, I use the 91% alcohol. He says this has something different in it. It's also safe for painted panels. Um, it
Man, I should.
it has no smell.
Huh.
It's almost like a wet nap material. And they're disposable. They're pretty cost effective, but I haven't tried it. I've got a big smash tomorrow to do.
You didn't even give me any of those. You
I'm
had
gonna-
a whole box of those, didn't you? Man.
Hey, I'm waiting on. Did you bring your tooltip holder?
Well, I wasn't going to show anybody because I'm not ready for market yet.
Look at that. Look at that. We're gonna sell 30,000 of them right
I
off
know.
the bat.
Say,
So you got beat. It's okay. It's all right.
I
I'll
got
mail you one.
slaughtered. I got
I'll-
slaughtered this time, man.
I'll mail you one.
I'm ashamed of myself, to be honest with you. So
Oh, you're up.
all right. Well, we finally brought my my carbon hustle stick to market, and with Carbon Tech, and I'm super stoked with it. Super happy with the final results. And this is phase one. We have 2 more accessories that are gonna complement this. Hopefully, we'll get those done sooner than 2 years. But I'm looking for a name for this thing. What do you think of BAD? Big ass dent puller.
Yeah. Yeah.
The bad stick.
Yeah. That would work.
Right?
That would
Kind
work.
of liking that because
You're rubbing
hustle
that
stick
in
is
because I did not buy that, and I keep seeing it pop up on Facebook, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been waiting for 2 years.
Well, and I haven't put out a lot of videos or anything until I wanted to get this thing totally done, but I use this on a daily basis, and it's gonna replace a lot of other tools for guys, especially if they already own Todd's carbon rod, because I pull anywhere on the car with this thing because I've got the other accessories for it. So it'll replace a bridge, it'll replace a K-bar, and then it does stuff that nothing else does. But the greatest thing about it is it works with, you just put a Cam Auto hook on it, and then you can use all the Cam Auto stuff.
Oh,
which
so
guys,
the actual little hook.
yeah,
to it.
he has it's just a simple hook because all of his tabs have an eyelid. And so guys haven't even tried out this Cam Auto tabs at all, and they're missing out because these Cam Auto tabs are unreal. If you've got big damage, hard damage, you really need to pull hard. He's got video of lifting. He lifts the whole front end of the car. The bumper was off the car, and the steel bumper was just showing, right? And he puts on his glue tab, and then he puts a chain around it, and he lifts it with the forklift. And he lifts the whole front end of the car with a glue tab. So that says it all,
And his stuff, I have a new bag of tips from him, tabs, that is still in my truck because it was pouring so bad I didn't want to go through all my stuff. But it's a gray tab, and they're smaller. You can either put the threaded insert for his hook bar system, or you can put a standard tab and to use a slide hammer. And there's a tab in there. For one, there's a tab that's curved like this to kind of go on if there's a body line on a rail.
An edge.
The other one is the one that's completely bent like a 90, and you can glue here, and this edge will hang over the edge of the panel, so you're not just lifting off
right
the tab. And some great ideas out of
and
that man.
The other thing he's got that we haven't even started to do as an industry yet. He's got they're just long pieces of plastic, and you're side pulling the panel, so you're stretching it like you put the car on a frame machine, right? And you're pulling the panel just like if you had a piece of paper wrinkled and you wanted to unwrinkle that paper. What would you do? You'd grab both sides and you'd pull it to the side, right? And then that's the whole thought process of this. Is when you've got any type of eyebrow, that's a case to, if you got a big dent, it's got a big eyebrow, side pull it. So what are you going to side pull it with, Ryan?
I can't
The
because I don't
only
have
thing,
it.
the only
I don't
thing would
have
be
it.
this.
I don't have it.
This is
So
the only thing that's going to work.
I'm going to mail
So,
you this in these damn tabs
okay.
so you can side pull it.
Okay. So that's what I, Cam Auto, this was, I think was this the first time he was at one of our shows or the second?
No, he was there in Orlando last year.
Yeah. So, but everybody overlooked him
Mm-hmm.
pretty much. And this year that wasn't the case. He was selling. So
He sold out. He said,
did he?
Ryan, I have a big problem. I'm like, what's that? He goes, after Friday, he goes, I have nothing else to sell. And I said, well, sell what's on the table. Then you don't have to pack anything up. I mean,
Yeah.
Hey, next year, you better step your game up because you're going to sell it all.
Yeah. Charles is a really nice guy. I'm getting to know him
He's
more
awesome.
and more. Yeah.
He's awesome. All right. Let's get into
Your turn.
this. I'm going to get into this. We had this conversation last night. The Blem, it's not a new tool. It's been out for a little while, and it is a 30-piece shaved tight access kit. As you see,
you don't need that many tools, man.
I know.
What do you need all those sizes for?
I know.
But
let me tell you,
just pick out half of them and send them to me, Ryan, and we'll, we'll both be happy.
I'm really digging this teal color they came out with.
Yeah, that is sexy.
It's and the black
and the
oxide.
Black, yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like I don't know if you guys got these. I only got one side, and Daniel and I were supposed to swap hook tools. We're gonna do a swapperoo, and didn't quite happen because we sold more of some than others. So his little whale hook, that black oxide, I really like.
Yeah, they do. They're doing some magic over in Blem. Their handles are unique, and they've had those things. They're the first ones to come out with a handle like that.
Yeah.
And have you ever worn one out?
No.
It doesn't even, I've got tools that are, I don't know how old, but they still look brand new.
When I worked in the booth, I did have a lot of people asking if they could replace the rubber on the handle because they've had them for so long and they've worn or got cut or whatever. And Mark was like, reach out to me and I'll send the tool back and we'll put a new handle because they have to replace the complete handle to fix that. But they're super secretive. They want to keep their secrets to themselves. So it's
yeah, I was just like, yeah, I'd love to come out and collaborate one-on-one with you. And
yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
I was shut down. I'm like,
but let me tell you,
that's cool.
He did really well. He put a lot into the booth. Let me tell you, because it was a lot to put up and a lot to take down.
Yeah, it was his first show. He collaborated with me and you.
Yeah.
I think that really paid off for him well.
Yeah.
And I actually brought two more. So I brought him some. I go down the welding store and I get this wire, bendable wire.
Mm-hmm.
And so I bent up the wire to the tool I wanted. It's a blueprint, and I shipped those out with me, and I handed it to him. And I go, make this, and put this on the end, and this tip, and this handle. And he's like, oh, that's beautiful, man. I don't have to draw anything. And he was loving that idea. So I'm looking forward to getting the prototype to see if my idea works. I don't know if it will, but we'll see.
And you couldn't ask for a better family to work with.
Yeah, good people.
It's super nice. You're up.
Okay. I've got two hammers that I'm going to show you both because they're almost identical, and I'm using them the same exact way, but there's slight differences. So here we go. So I got the VIP, and then I've got the Carbon Tech.
Mm-hmm.
And the VIP, what's unique about the VIP is this part is angled. So it angles backwards. And so imagine your hand when you're hitting, you're actually, if you're using a regular hammer, I don't know if I can demonstrate this. So if you're hitting at an angle, you're hitting on the edge.
Yeah.
You have to adjust yourself. So this does the adjustment for you. So you're hitting flat. So you're guaranteed flat. And then if you see on my ball, let me get in the frame. See that little dark spot?
Mm-hmm.
That's a little flat spot. I can rest that on the panel and just bounce it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm completely flat. So really like this. Now this is aluminum, so it's lightweight. So this whole thing, nice ball end, wooden handle, feels really good in your hand, but it is very light. On Carbon Tex, he's got a stainless steel end.
Look at the guy with the old man handle on there. Look at that.
Well, I bought a bunch of these from Hayes.
Yeah.
And I cut them up. And I put them on all my hammers because I really like it's thin,
comfortable,
and it kind of forces you to aim a little bit. It just fits between your fingers, and you can rock it. It feels really good. So that's a little customization I did. But I love these hammers. And what I'm doing with both these, and so I have two different ends set up on them, but I'm using an extension knockdown most of the time. Once in a while, I use it as a blending hammer, but most of the time, I'm using it as an extension knockdown. So I have the two set up with different ends, and depending on what kind of blend I want, I grab each one. So loving these two hammers. There you go.
Nice. So I've got one right here. I started using it this week. The 1 pound Kiko slide hammer.
Man, look how small that thing is.
It is awesome. It is replacing some stuff in my cart, my beta cart. It is. I'm really enjoying this.
It's sexy.
You know what? It really is. It really is. I mean, first I saw it, I was like, man, that's really too small. And then Chris White and I were talking. He's like, just try it. Trust me, you're gonna love it. I'm like,
I need a cart just for my slide hammers now.
I'm starting to get there myself. It's terrible.
I came back from the show. I bought two. Well, I conned from TDN. I conned one of their slide hammer holders for their cart.
Yeah,
conned one of those off of them, and then who else? Edgy Tools had another one.
Yeah,
and I got one of those, but I should have got a bunch from him. I should have got I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 slide hammers, all different, all set up. One I have set up for my cold glue.
What are you using for that?
I'm using the Kiwi.
Yes, sir.
The Kiwi for cold glue. The guy told me, hey, heavy weight for cold glue. And I'm like, okay, I'll try it. And he was right. But his got these metal washers that are concaved and opposite. They're opposite together. So they're like cymbals.
Yeah.
So they have a little bit of give, but it's a slap. It's a nice slap to it. And he was, talking how good it's for the cold glue. And I have to agree with him.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a great, I got to hang out with Shane, and just a super nice guy, and just so passionate.
Shane is awesome.
Let me tell you.
I want to go visit him.
And if he can ever bring you chocolate, he brought me some New Zealand chocolate. Woo! Let me tell you, it's really good.
Nice. Nice.
So you're up.
Okay. What do I got down here? I got from the guys that we were talking first about, got another blending hammer. This is a long blending hammer for hail chasers. And it's, a lot of people have something like this, but it was a nice length for, I want to say it seems like it's about 20 inches, I would say, somewhere around there, maybe 22. I don't know.
I like that. I held that in the Drunken Tool review, and I actually liked the handle.
It feels good.
Aluminum.
For not having a ball, it feels really good.
Yeah.
So, um, and then of course I have the plastic knocker with, excuse me, the yellow or the green. I get it in the frame, pasty,
Ooh la la.
and then I got a VIP tip on it, the new clear VIP.
Yep.
Trying that out. So, hail chasers.
Hail chasers. I did pick up a new set of guard tech gloves from John.
Nice.
The
So he's changed those up a little bit.
He did. He's got two different types. He's got one with a thicker padding, one with a lighter padding. I got the lighter padding. It feels like a suede or a leather material in here.
Mm-hmm.
A little more padding. The heavier padded ones have padding on the fingers. This one does not, which I don't mind. Sometimes with the other ones, I felt like it was too much padding. And it seems like it's like a jersey material throughout the top half, so it should help with sweating and smell. And
I still have his original ones. I don't wear gloves that often, but there's times, I don't know what it is. There's times of the year where, the edge of my fingers have calluses on them. Does
yeah,
yours have
oh yeah,
calluses on
yeah,
the inside? And sometimes you're overworking it because you're doing like when I'm doing a big dent and doing the same repetitive motion for a while, and then you have to put on gloves,
yeah.
and they come in handy for sure.
You're
And
right.
that guy's the professional freaking
Unbelievable,
Olympic winner.
unbelievable,
He
unbelievable.
needs to stop so he can let somebody else win. He's already proven himself.
And he's so passionate about it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He just
Yeah, but let somebody else win, man. Come on. Been there, done that.
you're
Move on.
right.
Well,
You're right.
he was teaching a class this year, wasn't he?
Yeah, yeah. He had a seminar the day or two before
I
with
would
Dave
have.
Stream.
God, I wish I could have gone to that because I'd be really interested. I'm always interested in seeing somebody else's technique and seeing how somebody else is doing it because you always pick up something.
And tools.
Yeah.
Seeing what guys are starting. I really focused when Bryce Kelly and him were doing the tag team, what tools they were using.
Yeah.
Because they were kind of talking back and forth and trying to figure out what worked the
Yeah. I was
best.
talking to Bryce, and he did a video of a dent, and I had a very similar dent on the same kind of car, and so I was working in the same area. And I couldn't, and I pride myself on getting access to dents most of the time. But the area he was working on and the kind of damage he had, I was shaking my head going, how did he get a tool leveraged in that area? And it wasn't so much the access, it was getting the leverage. And I don't know how he did it. I should have called him up right away and kind of grilled him on it, but I didn't. Um, but he definitely impresses me. He does remarkable work, and he's one of those guys that is so genuine and just he's got zero ego, man.
Yeah.
Just
Don's in here and he said he's humble.
he's so humble.
Yeah.
Really, really like him.
Yeah.
He's one of the greats. Okay. Is it my turn or your turn?
It's my turn.
Okay.
Settle down then. Settle down there. I know we're both
I only
we
got one
love
more
our
tool
tools.
left, man. I'm running
What?
out.
Oh my gosh. I got a couple more, so we'll keep them going.
Okay.
The new what is this thing? Trifecta glue gun.
Oh,
I
good.
hear
I'm
is
glad
amazing.
you haven't even opened it yet. What's wrong with
I
you?
have not.
Open that bad boy.
It's been crazy. And the new tequila glue, I have used a cold tequila glue. There's a cold and a hot. I texted Craig today and said, "I love you." This has replaced my
What's
my
that?
cactus
That one's the
green.
cold.
This is the cold in Maryland. It
So
works awesome.
he sent me. I don't know what he sent me. He sent me some glue. It wasn't packaged yet. So I wonder if I have it.
It's a little more pliable than the green.
Yeah.
But it pulls hard. I mean,
Okay.
I'm just I'm shocked. I was using that and the 1 pound slide hammer and with crease tabs, even though you're not supposed to use slide hammer with crease tabs.
Yeah.
Chris White.
The trifecta. I want to tell you guys, best glue gun, battery glue gun I've ever used. Which is no surprise coming from the three companies that went into the trifecta. So it was Elimident, TDN, and Anson. All three went in on it. It's a tech gun, so super high quality. There's a big reservoir. The thing heats up in 3 minutes. It's the fastest heat up time in a battery glue gun, and everybody's going to love that part because there's nothing more frustrating than when you just want to get to work and you're waiting for that thing to heat up. But the genius part of it is it works on every battery. Yeah. It starts off with Ryobi, and then you put a adapter for all your other batteries. And they even have Bosch for the European guys that use Bosch. And like what I was telling everybody that I like about it is I've been a Makita guy, but I'm starting to switch over to Milwaukee. I bought a Milwaukee polisher and a blower to blow out my shop to clean it up. And they have a super high capacity battery. They have these huge batteries that nobody else is yet producing out there. So if you wanted to put one of those batteries, man, you could probably run that glue gun for 2 days. Yeah. But I have a 5 amp battery, Makita. I turn it on and it'll go all day. And it's just amazing how good it is. And the price point, ridiculous. $140.
Yeah, it's crazy.
For a glue gun. For a battery glue gun. So
Vinny says he's sorry he couldn't make it tonight, and I was stuck with Daniel. You're so right. You're so right.
Yeah.
So the guy's asking, where are you from?
Me? I'm from Northern California.
California.
Yeah,
California.
An hour north of San Francisco. I'm in the middle of wine country. I'm surrounded by vineyards. You can throw a rock and you'll hit a winery. If you ever want to come visit, your wife is going to want to come because she's going to want to drink wine. So you can send her off to the winery, come visit me, hang out, and we'll trade knowledge.
And Daniel's super welcoming. I mean, I sent Shane. Shane was over there training with Top Gun. And I said, go see Daniel. He's like, I don't even know Daniel. I'm like, he'll be fine. And Daniel and I talked before then. And he went up and Shane hung out for a couple hours and talked tools and, checked out his shop. And so, you got anything left?
I got one thing left. My big thing.
All right, we're gonna hold that for a little bit. Okay. I got a couple more things. I'm gonna blow through a couple of these. Finally got some pivot tips. I'm slow to the game. I'm sorry, Hayes. I'm sorry, Kiko. Excited. I had one and I was like, I've got to get more.
Okay, see, grab the little rectangle out of there. Yeah, that guy. You know where you put that? On your edge pliers.
Really?
Fantastic. When you get like on the hatches, especially, it seems like you'll get that long, probably 8-inch long where it's all pushed in.
Yeah.
And you take that bad boy, and what's great about that, it's not going to mess up that edge because if you're using the edge pliers, if you just use like a metal tip or something like that, you're going to wreck the back side of it. Yeah. And that hatches open up at their eye level, and they're always going to see all that damage you just created. With that, you don't harm it. It works great. It's self-centers yourself. You're all good.
Look at that.
Bam.
I learned something. Woo.
Knowledge bomb.
So I got something that there aren't a whole lot of these. I'm sure you may have gotten one. Do you have one of these?
Yeah.
The VIP.
Are we supposed to show that?
He had it on display at MTE.
Okay.
So that's the only reason he's in here. So he'll tell us in a couple minutes. So it's the ball. I'm going to try it tomorrow.
So, I told him, I go, Peter, he sent me his regular tip first, and I go, Peter, you need to make it round. I need to be able to side load it, and I don't want to worry about the angle I'm at.
Yeah.
I want to be able to use it anywhere, and I want to get it in a hole, right? And he goes, okay. And he calls me back. Oh, my engineer says is impossible. I go, no, it's not. And I don't want to share any more information, but and he comes back to me. Oh, he figured it out.
Yeah.
And he came up with that. It was
And
awesome.
he was so excited because they came in like, was it Friday night? Well, he
Yeah.
didn't even have it Friday, and he
had it
he showed
overnighted
up.
or something.
Yeah. Daniel, what adapter do you use for your big lights in your shop?
Adapters. Oh, to plug them in.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to share a link or something. Can you throw up a link if I send it to you?
Yeah. If not, I can post it tomorrow on Facebook.
Yeah,
Josh
I get
will
them on
see it.
Amazon, and they're just one end's got a cigarette lighter, so you can plug it in, and then the other end you just plug into the light switch. Because I have reels up in the ceiling, so I can just pull down, so I'm not charging batteries and stuff like that. Plus, I'm not a big battery guy. I don't want to charge up batteries, but I like my light stands light. I use the D&E because they're so lightweight, and I can move them around the shop faster and easier.
Yeah.
If it gets too heavy, then it's hard to roll them around and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what I like.
I got one of these in the mail. It was a gift. And I'm gonna announce this right now. Next week's show, I'm giving away one of these Dent Freaks paddles away. He customized this one with my logo. When I came home from MTE, it was here, which was super nice. He also included a coaster etched with my logo on it. So Brent, I really appreciate it. Super cool. I've been using another one for a little while, but next week we're going to do a giveaway, giving away not this one, but I have another one that I'm going to give away, which is right here. We're going to do the Dent Freaks giveaway. So make sure you join us next week's show. What else I got here? This is another tool that I actually ordered before MTE because I couldn't wait to get it. And it was here when I got home. It is the 24-inch Dent Reaper Chameleon.
Nice.
Short. I like that it's small. I've been using his longer ones, and I really, really like them.
Actually, that reminds me. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a tool.
Daniel's grabbing some tools. So I really like the 24-inch on this. It fits what I need. I think it'll fit really good in some of those doors in the electrical outlet close to the edge. Stainless steel. You can get it at A1, and John did a great job with the Chameleon set. So I'm excited about that. What else we got back here? So this is made by Kiko, and it is the Ergo. I think he's got one right there. No, he doesn't. So it's the Ergo leverage tool from Kiko. This one is made for A1 tools. They make one that's ultra. The power with this tool is scary. It's totally a new technique, and it takes a lot of stress off your shoulder and your wrist, and it's really well made.
Yeah, that was my last one that I was holding out on. So you beat me.
Yeah.
But you got the A1 version, which is
Yes.
cool. You can show off the A1 version, and then I got the Ultra version with their quick release on it.
Look at that. Quick release. See, this one, you got to buy 35 of these things because you don't want to take them apart.
Yeah. The where I'm really excited about trying this out on is motorcycles. So I was using it yesterday, and the only bad thing is having the Ultra one. The knob on the end goes all the way up and threads to this thing.
Oh, really?
Does yours do that?
Yeah, it's got a line. Yeah.
Huh.
Is that what you mean?
No, it actually threads into this metal piece.
Huh. No.
And because I was gonna just use the handle.
Yeah.
and I couldn't because this attaches this part.
Oh, I see what you're
So
saying.
I was going to take off the paddle I just wanted to try it just as a regular handle because
Yeah,
it feels good as a regular handle,
it does actually.
So I just wanted to try it by itself.
Oh,
And,
you're 100% right.
but I was putting in the door and I was like trying to figure out because you can adjust this angle.
You're right.
You undo this and
Yeah,
you can hear that.
I gotcha.
And you can adjust it. And I was trying to figure that part out
Yeah,
because if you're low, you kind of want it like that.
yeah. Alan's asking what stand is best for the illuminant light, hail light.
I have it on um, an Ultra, and then I have the Never Loose on it. But I don't have the Never Loose collar. And honestly, if you're going to use the Never Loose, you're going to want that collar so you can slide it up and down the pole. Um, the Luminant light is fantastic. The downside is it's on the heavy side. So you're going to have a battery on the stand to compensate.
Yeah.
If you have, like mine's got the Never Loose at the very end. And when you have that out, if you don't have weight on it, it's going to fall over.
I just got one of those at the show.
So you definitely got to have some thought. So if there's a light that have longer feet sticking out in the front, you're better off, or an X pattern maybe. I don't know. There's so many other light fixtures out there, and honestly, the only two light stands I have are one's Ultra, and the other one's a copy of Ultra.
The D&E, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Stucky had a new light stand there, a totally collapsible one. So hopefully that'll be out in the next few months. It looked pretty good. It had longer legs on it to eliminate that problem because his light's heavy too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because he's got the battery on it.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because, if you had the battery built into the light, it'd be great not to have to counterweight it.
Yeah. And that I love Stucky's fades. He has a great fade on his light. But I'm a Limited fan. I have been. I don't know. Did you get one of these Peter's new paddles?
He offered it to me. I'm not a paddle guy, so I said keep it.
I'm having a paddle throwdown here video on YouTube here soon. Doing a little.
Although, as far as paddles go, I would probably pick his over everybody else because it has a ball in the end.
Yeah, and I like the piece of metal in it that is for his knockdowns.
Mm-hmm.
So the knockdown will magnetize to it. So I haven't used it yet. I'm gonna give it a whirl.
I think I love Peter. Peter is a fantastic guy. Me and him think a lot alike. He came and visited me, and he geeks out just as much as I do. And I love when somebody geeks out as much as I do on tools. So he's a good dude.
And I wish I would have grabbed Vinny's new blue Magnatech mat.
I didn't even get one.
I
got every color but that blue one. But
we need to get him to make an orange one, Daniel.
There you go.
You got to make that happen.
I haven't pushed him on. Yeah, I definitely need orange.
Yes.
Yeah. Me and you are orange.
Yes. He did have the camo one there though, which looked cool.
Yep.
That looked like a good. At least he's doing some different stuff with them, so I'm excited for that.
Yep. So I've got a Sandliner tool that I picked up, and I didn't have a lot of time. I ran into the booth. I wanted to grab versions. I grabbed large versions of my 1/4-inch tools that I've had for a while, and I've gotten so used to using them in the 1/4-inch that I needed big versions because I know how to use them so well. But I saw this, and this was similar to my favorite window tool, but it's the end that's. Let me get this in frame.
Wow.
So you've got fairly sharper tip to push on, but then you got a blunt side so you can push out some big damage. And I used it yesterday for the first time, and thing was fantastic. Absolutely loved it. So another great tool from them.
And you don't remember the name, do you?
I No, because I didn't even get to talk to either of them. I just ran in, grabbed tools, and I had to leave because the doors were opening.
Yeah.
So I didn't get a name for it. So I'll have to call them up and see what this thing's called.
How long would you say that is?
It's a long tool. I'm going to say
36 inches?
at least, yeah, yeah, that's probably a good length.
Yeah.
36. I mean, when you're sticking it on a tool, it'll on a truck door, it'll hit the bottom. You're going to be able to go on a Toyota door or something like that, no problem.
Yeah.
Get quite a ways down. So
Now, did
it's
you
a little bit hard getting in some tight. I was working on a tight door, and it took a little finesse to get that tip in there. But once you did, it slid down.
Manny's asking what hail light has the best fade?
I'm I'm just partial to D&E's fade. I love D&E. You know, um, they're they have a. I use the standard size, but they have an extra long hail light. I don't even know how long it is. I don't have that one, but they've got a light that's super long. And I have to say it's the longest light in our industry that I've seen out there.
Peter says he's a bench grinder too.
That's right. Yeah, Peter was taking pictures next to my bench grinder.
Hey, you've got that nice restored one that,
Now that's my vice.
Oh, the Vice. That's right.
I'm looking for, yeah, anybody out there, you find me an old polisher, bench grinder, something really old that needs to be restored. I'm looking for one.
He's looking for some more stuff to do over there.
Yeah.
What happens when you get old? Just find projects, and
Yeah.
it's like building models again.
I'm building a 53 Ford truck. I'm building the
That's it.
74 Kawasaki. I've got all kinds of projects. Yep.
So, what tool there did you not get that you're super upset about?
I didn't go into Glasgow's booth, so I didn't even get to talk to them, see if they had anything. But those wipes that you got, that's super cool. I'd be interested in seeing if that makes a difference and report back to me on that. I didn't get to go into Stucky's booth. What else didn't I go into? Ultra. Let's talk about Ultra. Ultra had they had a new tool bender that I think was really cool, and we had it on display at PDR Tool Time. And he made it originally for Dent Wizard. So Steve has a tool bender that fits in your trailer hitch, right? And I've had it for years, and it's fantastic. And then I have one, when you buy my tank vise, a tool bender comes with it that bolts to the base of it. So you have your tool bender right there as needed. But he made one that doesn't need a trailer hitch because he had a bunch of guys that, have these little vans and stuff, and they don't have a trailer hitch in them. So he made one that's kind of an A-frame shaped, and it slides underneath the tire. So that it slides between the tire, I should say, just like a light stand does. So you just slide it in between the tire. It's adjustable. And then you can just leverage away and bend your tool, which I thought was really, really smart. Really like that idea. And then he has that adjustable. It's kind of like the doodah in the same function, but
Yeah.
his is kind of a Swiss Army knife of doodahs. It adjusts so you can push and pull with it, and then the arms or the tool part slides so you can lengthen it. And we had that at the booth, and people were playing with it. And that I don't know what he's calling it. I think it was some initials. But that tool was really unique, really innovative. Guys were saying, "Oh, it's a copy of the Dudon." Well, no. Anytime you change something 30%, it's technically not a copy. So
And
I
it's more
think there's
adjustable.
I think there's enough innovation there where I don't think you can really say that personally, but that's my opinion. Um, and he had some other things that were he only had it on display. There are these they're plastic with rubber handles. It's a hand tool, but they're basically edge benders or edge um, you plastic pieces that you could shape edges with that he had there that I saw, but he had them strapped to the
To the
board,
wall.
and yeah, and you couldn't take them off or try them or anything like that. But they're still prototype-ish, and he just wanted to show them off. I thought those were really interesting. Oh, I got a VIP. Did you see those little wood blocks? Let me
Yeah,
grab one.
the leverage block.
Yeah,
A
hold on.
great idea. And Peter also had a bunch of new tips. He had the Black Mambas, which were a hard compound plastic or Durline that they're super hard. And he also had a tip called the Battleships. And it was kind of a gray, kind of look close to the Dead on Dent Tools tips that I'm really enjoying that tip style. There it is. It's a great idea. Absolutely great.
If you have a shop and you don't have a bunch of wood laying around, then there's something wrong with you.
I have it in my
And
truck, so you don't even need a shop.
okay, your truck, your shop, whatever.
Yeah.
You don't have some 2x4s in your truck or in your toolkit. I don't know what's wrong with you, but this is taking it to the next level, and I love this. Especially like truck tail lights.
Yep.
You have that big opening. You stick this in, and he's made all these multi grooves in it, and so you can get leverage and cradle the tool,
And
which I think is
everybody
really cool.
had plastic ones, and it was always so damn slick.
Yeah,
So
wood's
the
way better.
tool's not going to slide as much.
Yeah. So another great tool from VIP.
Yeah. He had a good year. A lot of these guys did,
Yep.
you know. Well, I guess that's going to be it. I got some more stuff in my truck, but spent a little bit of money this year, so it was good.
Okay, here I'll show you.
Look at this.
So this is going to be coming out, tip holder. Throw it down. Going to make a few little changes. I had 10 prototypes and handing it up to manufacturers because I don't want to really sell it. I'm going to have all the manufacturers sell it. But me and Vince are putting this out, and we'll have these out soon.
And it works
60 days.
really, really well.
Yeah.
Really well. I didn't get one. I'm just I need to.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna get one next
I'll
time. But
I'll get you one.
You showed me one in the truck before. You were like a kid. And let me tell you how passionate Daniel is. We were headed to headed to Adventure, and he looks at me, and goes, "I got something for you." Big ass smile on his face. He's like, my prototype got delivered. I can't wait to see this thing. And I saw it and we touched it when we were in the Drunken Tool review. We were sticking tips all over it. And they were like moving it all over the place. Everybody's touching the tips, never fell out of it.
Yeah.
So it did really, really well. It's a great idea. Certainly for me. I mean, I've got a little bin that like a bowl that's full of tips in my truck. So it's, I think that'll be a good addition.
Cool.
So, I appreciate you coming on. We had some good times at MTE this year, and it was fun.
Unfortunately, PDR Tool Time, we haven't been able to put out a podcast. So I went on Mike's show last night, and then I'm on your show, trying to make up until Vince and Hudson and John's okay, but
Yeah.
John was stuck in his booth, so he wasn't out tool shopping.
Yeah.
And what good is a recap of the show if it's just me and John and I'm the only one with tools? So we postponed it until everybody can actually get on. And I'm not 100%, but I'm feeling I got the Tamiflu, and I don't know what's in that stuff, but it's working. So if you guys are feeling it, call your doctor. If it's within 24 hours, then you can get on the Tamiflu. It fixed
Shane went
me.
down for a day. You know, he went to the doctors. They said a common cold, but hopefully we're lucky because it looks really bad. You know, it's the
Yeah,
MTE curse.
Vince. I mean, I don't think I've ever known Vince this sick before.
Yeah,
So it really took him out.
which is it sucks. You know what I mean? With
Yeah.
everything going on with the coronavirus and the flu, and I don't know, scary.
Yep, definitely.
Well, I appreciate it, buddy.
All right.
It's been fun. All the guys in here seems like they're communicating in between themselves, which is awesome. But no, another good show. I appreciate it. Remember, guys.
Can you stay on a few minutes after?
Yeah,
Okay.
keep it real, guys, and I will see you next week.